Alright, before I start this video off, I'm going to display the purpose of my channel on the screen. That way it saves times on the video. Okay, so hopefully you got a chance to read that to get an overview of what the channel is about. Quick disclaimer, I'm outside in the backyard, so it's a lot of different noise. You're going to hear kids playing, cars driving by, dogs barking, all type of stuff, so it's out of my control, but you know, I'm going to try to make this. Let's see, my social media accounts, I have Twitter, I just created a blog, and of course YouTube. Don't know if I'm going to use Instagram or not yet, but my YouTube and my blog are directly linked, so any topic that I'm talking about here on YouTube will be the same topic that I'm talking about on my blog. My blog allows me to go more in depth versus a video. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. I know our attention spans are not that long, so video is going to be the shorter version, condensed version of what I'm talking about on the blog. If you're into reading or you like blog sites or whatever the case is, definitely go to my blog, because I'm definitely going to probably be using that a lot more than anything else. But aside from that, I'm going to be talking fast, trying to get through this video. I'm looking down at my phone right now to make sure, you know, I stay under a certain time. Getting into it, I haven't been on social media in about 6 to 8 years. I'll get into why here in a second, but as far as Twitter goes, it's mainly pertaining to Twitter because that was the same account that I was using in college. If we know each other on Twitter, understand that it's not to be rude or whatever the case is, but the purpose of my account now is strictly about business, so the interaction part needs to take place through DM, or you know, if we have each other number, we can text or call each other. I'm not on there to, you know, go back and forth with the people that I know about, hey man, what you been up to, you know, so on and so forth. I still got mad love for everybody I came in contact with, but the direction that I'm going in now, as far as, you know, that goes, I don't want to flood people's timeline with random stuff. It needs to be serious. I had to clean up my timeline. Like I said, I'm at the time in college just, you know, following people for purposes of, we go to the same school, you know, we trying to do the same thing, have fun, and so on and so forth. I had to unfollow a lot of people. It's nothing personal. I unfollowed family members too. It's nothing personal. Like I said, I'm cleaning up my timeline. I only want it focused on, you know, topics that need to be discussed, and not necessarily about anybody's life, you know, what they doing at that moment, what they eating, or where they're going, or whatever the case is. There's no longer anything I'm concerned about, so I'm trying to move away from it. The reason I decided to get off of social media, I just wanted to unplug from society. I'm a loner. I know it sounds bad, but I don't like being around people. More so the state of mind that we're in, or the state of mind that I was seeing at that time. We're still in that state of mind to this day. A lot of people can't be taken serious. There was a lot of problems, and still to this day, that needed attention and focus, and I've always been too serious about those things to where people would upset me that they were, you know, so focused on everything under the sun except for what we need to focus on. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for having fun, but you know, it's a time and a place for business as well. So let me see. So that being said, knowing, you know, the mind state of people, I lost hope. I'm not gonna lie, I lost hope, because I know the scale of change that need to happen. We gotta have more people that's focused on topics that really matter, and that's not the case then, and I highly doubt it's the case now. I haven't been on social media to see that, but I would probably bet money that it's probably still the same thing. The reason I decided to come back on social media, unfortunately, a friend of mine recently had his life taken away from him. It hurt from a personal level, hurt me to the core, but also because he was very vital to our community and the movement and the things that needed to happen as far as change. I'll get into that a little bit later with a different video, but that happening to him really made me do some self-reflecting and seeing that even though I live my life day in, day out to make change and help people in my circle and in my family, I realized that that's not enough as far as my life purpose. So me isolating myself from my people you know, taking myself off social media or whatever the case is, you know, that's not helping what my purpose is. So, you know, that's really part of the main reason I came back. I realized I wasn't doing enough, so this is my attempt to try to do more. Let's see. I know I'm gonna leave some out. Like I said, the vlog is gonna touch on a lot more, so hopefully you go look at that. But yeah, I hope to get my social media sites a lot of attention, and the attention has nothing to do with me for personal gains or whatever the case is, because honestly I hate attention. I hate it with a passion. Like I said, I'd rather be left alone. But me knowing, you know, that I'm not doing enough, the needs for our people supersedes, you know, my personal desires. So I had to get back active on social media to try to do what I can. So hopefully my channels, my sites can, you know, get to the level that I desire. But at the end of the day, it really don't matter if mine does or if it's the next person. I don't care about that. All I care about is the movement and the message getting out. The only reason I'm putting myself in that position is because I know I'm solid in my foundation. I don't whether from, you know, I'm feeling this way one day, feeling that way the next, or in it for the wrong reasons or whatever the case is. So that's why I want to make sure I put myself in the position to, you know, be able to connect with a lot more people around the world versus just connecting with the people that I know. I'm doing good on time to an extent, but I'm gonna go ahead and give my disclaimer. I do not know everything. I don't want to come off as if I do. Like I said, I do stand by what I believe in, especially from a spiritual base. I stand by it. Don't waste your time trying to, you know, sway me to, you know, whatever the case may be. Don't waste your time in that sense. I'm not here to argue with anybody. If it's something I'm misinformed on, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I'm perfectly fine with that. If it's something I'm misinformed on, let me know. But I'm not on here to debate with anybody, especially if it's a topic, an obvious topic of something, whatever the case is. And the example would be people arguing about, you know, systematic racism and slavery. Like, I don't see why you would waste time trying to prove to people that those are issues that happen and are happening. So those type of things, I don't want to waste my time debating with anybody. So yeah, I hope, you know, that I can connect with as many people as possible. Like I said, this is mainly for the youth, so I hope parents definitely watch this and, you know, pass it down to your kids. Hopefully the information I talk about resonates with you enough to share with other people. If you don't, I would hope you share the information with other people, not necessarily me, but I would hope you share the information with people. What else? You know, live your life by, you know, the things that's going to be talked about, and, you know, just continue to grow, because it's things that we got to start focusing on, because we are definitely running out of time in the sense of things getting worse. But that's all I'm gonna leave it at for this video. I'll be back, you know, sometime soon to really get started on the topics. This was just an intro to, you know, give everybody insight on, you know, the direction that I'm trying to go with my site.